In this video, we're going to be identifying what are the best photos that you should be placing for your Airbnb short-term rental property, so stay tuned. Vacation Rental Machine helps hosts just like you learn how to start, grow, and scale your short-term rental business. This show is all about creating systems that help you automate your business, giving you more time and money freedom. If you're ready to start living the vacation rental life, then subscribe to this podcast today. Come and join us on our Facebook group, The Host Nation, where we'll be talking about starting, automating, and scaling a short-term rental business. Now, on to the show. Hey, welcome back, Host Nation, to another episode of Vacation Rental Machine. I'm Julian Sage with John Bell. In the last video, we were talking about how to come up with a really good title for your Airbnb short-term rental business. But in this video, we are talking about how to come up with a good picture, a good profile picture, something that's going to make people want to click on your profile and click on your listing and get more bookings. So John, having over 40 different properties that you are managing, that's a lot of different titles, a lot of different photos. How do you know which are the best photos that work well and lead to more bookings?
Well, to really answer that question is you really want your guests to feel like it's a space that they can occupy and use. So that really means you should really put your interior photos first. Exterior photos can look a little different than what I perceive to be inside. We all could furnish a place and a place could be recently updated, but the exterior is the exterior. And in some cases, some people might be turned off by the exterior of the place if you don't show the inside first. For instance, you might be in a building that might be built in the 40s. Well, it's probably just a square brick that's probably not painted, and it just doesn't look great from the exterior. But inside, the landlords have definitely made some improvements. You got stainless steel appliances. You might even have granite countertops, updated bathrooms and stuff. So inside of the home really does not match the exterior. So you want to make sure you show your best foot first.
There's a lot of different things that you could be taking photos of, though. What should people be putting as their profile? Should it be their kitchen? Should it be the living room? A picture of a bed? What are people expecting when they are going to be clicking on a photo?
You know, every place has that one great shot. And normally when you hire a professional photographer, they're going to go in and take those good shots of every room, but there's going to be a couple that stand out the best. And a lot of times that's either a bedroom or a living room, or maybe some sort of angle that captures the living room and the kitchen itself. So you want to make sure that you get those shots. They're edited very well. They look bright and they look very inviting. And that is the key. They have to look inviting.
Right. We already made another video talking about how to be able to take really good photos of your short-term rental property. And this was a really powerful video where you can actually give it to another vacation rental photographer, another person that is a professional photographer, and use that video as an example for them, saying like, these are the types of photos, because there is a difference from a Airbnb short-term rental photo versus a traditional real estate photo. So if you want to go and listen to that video, we will include that up in the little button up there. But for picking the best profile photo, John, can you give us some examples of some do's and don'ts of good properties?
You know, the best way is to really just walk through a couple. So I'm going to upload a screen and it's going to be of Virginia Beach, Virginia. So I just popped in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And as you see the listings that populated over here, you see one of the very first ones is of this barn. And the title says Cozy Craftsman Barn near the bay. Okay. But there really isn't anything inside. It just looks like a barn. I'm not too sure I want to sleep in a barn unless that's something I already like. I do see the price point. I would expect it not to look so great. And this is really just not the way that I want to start looking at a place. But if we scroll down and we see these other two listings, these two right here, they look very inviting. Really, they look very clean. That is what your photos need to really say. Hey, this place is going to be clean. It looks bright. It looks comfortable. It looks plush. That is what those two pictures right there show me. And if we were to scroll down and look at a couple more, all right, this living room set, it just looks kind of drab. It doesn't really look like, oh, I want to just go and lay out and have, all my friends over. It just looks like, hey, it's the bro's house, right? Like let's grab a beer, let's do whatever. It's cool, just not what I want when I travel. I see this one of the exterior of the home. Again, I personally don't believe that you should be putting the exterior of your home so your neighbors can go and say, hey, that's the house that's on Airbnb. You don't really want to put that out. So please just don't make it the exterior of the home. I'm just going to look and see what the interior looks like. All right. So you can tell that they don't have professional photos. Not having professional photos is really, really not a good thing if you're operating as a business. If you just have one listing and you just want a few people to come by, okay, take the photos with your phone. If you really want a high revenue, high earning listing, you want to take professional photos. And what's $250 when you're making $2,000 in profit? Looking at this, I mean, there's some empty spaces, things just look dark. This is not a good listing to me. But we take a look at this carriage house right here on Chesapeake Bay, and I'm really excited about this one. It looks bright, it's got color. This looks like a place that I really could occupy. This is a good shot. Even though this space might be small, the angle in which it was taken makes it look like I got enough room for at least what I want to do. And that is really what a good photographer will actually depict for you. And that's what you need to make sure that you have in front of your guest.
There's a level of expectation when you are looking at these photos, because if you're seeing a really good cover photo, that's probably going to mean that the rest of the photos are going to look really good as well. And if they have put that much care and time into taking really good photos of their property, you could probably expect that your stay is also going to be really good. If someone doesn't care about the quality of their photos or how their property looks, maybe they're just taking a photo of their exterior, then maybe your stay is not going to be that great either.
Look at these last two. These are the last two examples. If the photo, your first photo, is not unique to your home, please do not have it posted as your first photo. This listing for 941 Beach House Walk has the beach. Everybody knows if you're going to Virginia Beach that there is a beach. You don't need that as your cover photo unless you're at a beachfront property and that is your view of the beach. Otherwise, it even has a copyright from somebody else that is on the photo. Not a good photo. I just want to go through here and see what it looks like on the inside. All right, it is a very beach themed property. I would say these photos would probably be better without the beach photo as the beginning. It should possibly maybe be on the end. And I do want to bring up one other thing. You see this waffle here?
Oh man, I'd love to get some waffles at that place.
I would love to get some waffles at that place. It really does invite you in, but I will tell you, don't have things in your photos that aren't going to be there for your guest because the interpretation is, hey, there's waffles right there. You provide breakfast. You might not. You just want to show, hey, this place is great to come and eat. Well, you don't want to put out that you have waffles and you don't supply it. So be careful of things like that. Don't go getting expensive wine bottles and having them all in the house. When people check in, they're going to be looking for those wines. And if you don't have any, it's a bad thing. If you have cheap wine, it's like, well, what happened to the ones in the photo? I paid whatever per night. I thought I was going to get this. You don't want those issues. So be careful what you include. Make sure it's everything that's for your guest and just make sure it's of your place. Don't steal photos off the internet like the beach and say that, yeah, it's the beach. All right, I'll give you guys a pro tip. And this pro tip is about pictures and placements after you click on your listing. As you see with this property that I just clicked into, you see that welcoming photo of the living room and the dining space. And you see over here, they also have a walk to the beach. This is very similar to the other one that we looked at where it was just the beach at front. What I'm really talking about here is placement of photos after you click on the listing itself. You want to use this real estate very wisely. And in some cases, that might mean a photo of the living space, maybe a photo of the one or two bedrooms if you have two bedrooms, and maybe of some other amenity that you offer. So you want to make sure that these title photos that are here tell somewhat of a story and you can kind of go back through all of the other photos that are there. So make sure you rearrange them appropriately.
So question of the day, what are you using for your Airbnb short rental photos? What we'd like you to do is actually go on over to our Facebook group, The Host Nation, and actually share your listings. Maybe in the next episode or some future coming episodes, we can actually start reviewing some of your properties together and actually taking a look and seeing how your properties are put together. But what you can go to is go to thehostnation.com, which will bring you to our Facebook page, and then share your photos. Use hashtag AskVRM to let us know and say something like, hey, John and Julian, I would love for you to be able to look at this property. And when we get the chance, we would love to be able to come and review your properties with you. And if you haven't done so already and you're looking for more actionable advice on how to be able to operate a professional Airbnb short rental property or business, then definitely subscribe to this channel and like this video for more awesome content like this. And until next time, Host Nation, keep on hosting. If you'd like John and I to answer your guys' questions, then be sure to go to the Host Nation Facebook group and use hashtag AskVRM. Hope you hosts found value in this episode. If you did, please go on over to iTunes and leave us a review, as that would greatly support the show. If you'd like to connect with John, the community, and I, then go on over to our Facebook group, The Host Nation. Talk to you hosts in the next episode. Keep on hosting.